250. Out of how many units? We'll probably, I don't know, 10.
Well, that's pretty good. I could probably deal with that. And I don't really pay for a cable right now. I just get the internet from AT&T Uverse. So I have their just internet package, but I'm thinking maybe to throw up an aerial would probably be a good idea.
Yeah, I got my TV aerial, my TV antenna that for like 25 bucks. A little Yagi.
Howdy, everybody. W6DKW, Dan here. Hope everybody had a great holiday. If you're not in the United States, hope you had a great week. But anyway, just continuing on this Collins 30L-1 repair, rejuvenation, refurbish, whatever you want to call it. I have some more video footage for you, but first I wanted to give a shout out to a few of the companies that I used in ordering stuff. I didn't, this is not promotional. Nothing was given to me. I bought everything out of my own funds, but shout out to RF Parts in San Marcos, California. Also CTR Engineering in Georgia, and also Harbach Electronics for all the great help that these companies gave me in servicing this amp. Again, nothing for free, just a lot of great information from them. And obviously bought some products from them to go into this project. So without further ado, here's an update. All right, we're back looking at the Collins 30L1. Just want to give everybody a quick update what's going on. So we rebuilt the parasitic assemblies. We basically, that's a 100 ohm 2-watt carbon composition resistor and a coil of between 5.5 and 6 turns. I think these were like 5.5 turns around the carbon comp resistor. I'll see if I can zoom in a little bit. 16 gauge, 16 gauge. And then soldered at other opposite ends of the carbon composition resistor. It's actually on the inside there. Redid the straps using better clamps. 811 tubes. There was a let's see, there was a DC capacitor that's part of the bias power supply. So the 140 volt or 120 volt bias power supply, we replaced that with new capacitor. That's underneath here, underneath the transformer deck. Obviously, we replaced the DC power supply with the Harbach board. We installed GDTs, gas discharge tubes, on the filament lines. Both filament lines to ground, just in case of an arc that puts energy onto the filament lines. That's the protection for that. I had to readjust the tuning knob because where it fully meshed wasn't lined up with number 1. So we fixed that. Now number 1 is fully meshed. And approximately 9 or 10 is almost non-meshed capacitor plates. So we just did a little adjustment there. So yeah, that's fully meshed. Let's see, what else did we do? Just ensure that the high voltage DC cap here is still functional, and it seems to be. We'll see when we power it up. What else? What else did we do? I think that's about it, except for what I discussed in the previous videos. So I'm going to show some slides of the parasitic suppressor assembly, and we'll be right back. Okay, here you see the components used for making the parasitic suppressors. We have 400 ohm 2-watt resistors, two copper plates made out of 50 mil thick copper sheet. They are 1 by 3 centimeter, and then the 6 turns of 16 gauge mag wire. Here is part of the assembly with the coils soldered to the copper plate. We spaced them about 60 degrees apart, and that just makes it easier for routing. And here is the final assembly. The total length is about 16 centimeters from the very tip of the copper all the way to the end of the anode cap. Also, prevent the solder from wicking too far up the braid. It gets really brittle and could break on you. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little slideshow there. I did have some time yesterday to test the amplifier, so I'll show you that clip now.
There was a double there about the 3.0 and 1.0 copy, but not the other stations.
Quick question for Craig. Yeah, about how many different HD channels do you get off your antenna?
Well, that's a loaded question because most of them are Spanish, so some close to the border. But I probably get 30 to 50. Out of those, how many useful? Probably, I don't know, 10.
Well, that's pretty good. I could probably deal with that. And I don't really pay for a cable right now. I just get the internet from AT&T Uverse. So I have their just internet package, but I'm thinking maybe to throw up an aerial would probably be a good idea.
Yeah, I got my TV aerial, my TV antenna that for like 25 bucks. A little Yagi. It's not even that big. And they go literally, Yagi goes directional. I recommend that you get a directional one because the omnidirectional where you're at not going to work for a bit, but you're going to have to maybe pick and choose which station you want to receive and mount it in that way, unless you get a rotator, which is kind of a waste of effort there, but pick and choose which channels you want, but yeah, it works real good. I think PBS alone has 3 different channels, when they went digital, they can split the channels, there is so much room. Yeah, to use 30 over. Yeah, exactly. Some of these channels have sub-channels, and exactly PBS, and quite a few of them have the sub-channels. Yeah, you are too, Craig. Yeah, it's really good right now.
Yeah, I'm only worried because I'm in kind of like a little bit of a bowl here in Escondido. I'm not at any high point. I'm on off of Auto Parkway, so I have some hills around me, but they're not very tall. So I'm worried that I won't get many HD channels as I think I would.
We'll go to that website. I'll get it in a second for you if you want. But you type in your zip code or whatever, and it tells you what you can, what signals you can get, and it tells you the direction to point the Yagi.
All right, sounds good. Be looking forward to trying to figure that out and get something up on the rooftop. Okay, that probably wraps it up for this series on the Collins 30L-1. Some final thoughts. Probably will end up at some point getting a brand new set of tubes. The two Sylvania 811As that I bought at RF Parts are, great match to the other two original 811As that were still okay, but kind of a little bit on the weaker side. But altogether, all 4 tubes are working, as you can see in the previous clip. But I think I might be able to get the amplifier up to full 500 to 550 watts with a brand new set of tubes. So maybe this Christmas, sometime before the end of the year, I will, get another set, a matched quad set, put it into the amplifier, and pretty much be completely done with this project. So anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this short series on bringing Collins 30L-1 back to life. I certainly will be using the amplifier for at least the next coming months. I'm currently doing another rebuild on my original LDMOS amplifier. That amplifier does between 800 and 900 watts. Ran into some quirks, some issues, so probably be putting that one back on the workbench and opening it up and taking a look at how everything's laid out, and maybe sort of rebuild that LDMOS amplifier, make it a little bit better. So anyway, that's some future videos down the road. So hope everybody's doing fine, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.